at the time, what I'd actually done when I'd cut it, I thought I'd only nicked them, and I put my hand back down and kept on working. And then I looked down at my hand and there was blood everywhere. And then I had a proper look, and that's when I realised, yeah, I'd done some serious damage. And I went straight up to the factory manager and I said, oh, I think I've cut my fingers. And he said, yeah, I had. And then I sort of set in, there was blood everywhere, and I sort of set in that, yeah, I'd done something serious.
So I ran back down there. At this stage I was thinking I'm going to die, panicking flat out. So I got on the phone and I was ringing the bridge, and I couldn't get through to the bridge, and I couldn't get through to the galley or anywhere really.
They're still unbearable to touch at the ends. It's only because all the nerve endings and that were severed. They get sore when they get cold, that's about it. But it'll probably take, the nurse said it'll probably take a good couple of years for them to come properly right.
And I just kept trying, and finally in the end I got through, and I think the words were, help me somebody, I can't breathe. In truth, I said, someone come and get me, I'm fucking dying, I can't breathe. That's what I said. And that's what it felt like. Well, at first I was thinking to myself, I'll be right, someone's going to come and get me, or I'll find a way out of here. But as it got worse and worse, I started thinking to myself, I'm going to die. You know, I actually thought maybe I was going to die, you know. It was quite scary, but yeah, I was lucky, yeah, real lucky. Yeah.
By the time we'd actually got rid of the fire, cleared it out, it had taken out the electronics, the main distribution board that fed our navigation gear, our autopilot. We had no electrics left in the bridge, no communications, and when we got finally alongside the wharf in Picton, the fire brigade met us in there. They went through, they checked it all out, and they actually complimented the crew on how well they handled it, how they attacked it, and the way that they went about it. They actually said themselves to the insurance company that if they hadn't been handled in the way it was, we would have lost the vessel.
Knocked him to the deck. Very lucky for him that it only just hit him a glancing blow, and not too much damage was done. Previous to that, my crew refused to wear hard hats on the boat, much to my disgust, and hence the next trip when I went out on the boat and went to go out on the deck, I was handed a hard hat and told don't come out here without one. So, yeah.
How did we get it out? Well, we attacked it, or the crew attacked it with the fire axes, removed the wall panels, just generally trashed the whole thing. Very energetic about it. I think the main reason they were very energetic about it is because the only way through into that part of the exhaust trunking was through my personal cabin, so they had a field day in there just tearing it to pieces.
Small boat in Tasman Bay, and as I say, this was many years ago, 15, 20 years ago. He was relieving himself over the side and hit a bit of a wave, and he fell over the side. His boat promptly went up on a reef over towards Totranui. Luckily enough, he was close enough to where the boat went up on the rocks to swim in there.
I've nearly fallen over the side myself. Going outside to go to the toilet, your mind's not on the job. You know, the wee boats, you do it over the side. Boat lurches and away you go.
It was an older type vessel where we had the old chutes down into the freezer, and the beginning of each trip you had to tie the chutes up, and the higher you stacked the cartons, the higher up you had to pull the chute. And this day I was down there on my own, and I lifted the chute up and I needed to cut some rope, so I had an aluminium ladder onto a steel staunching, and the boat was pitching a bit, so I thought, well, I'll put the knife between my teeth and climb the ladder like a pirate. And
yeah, one of the cray fishermen on the deck of the boat was baiting up a cray pot, and these are probably large ones, 4 foot square, 180 pound pots. Had his arm inside the pot, the boat lurched and he went over the side. So he's got his wet weather gear caught up on it, over he went. Then the skipper pulls him up, a minute later he gets him up out of the water, the pot's just sitting there, and the guy, big smile on his face, says, no crayfish down there.
I'd done that, and as soon as I put it on me there, I got halfway up the ladder and realised that it was 40 below, and the steel on the knife stuck to my lips. it's a good case of panicking, because what I done, I ripped it out and I didn't enjoy my coffee for quite some time.
The skipper thinks I'll fix this one, lets him go again, said have another look. Second time he come up he wasn't smiling.
Well, that's funny because the guy didn't drown, you know, but also, you know, there's probably instances where people haven't been that lucky, which is bloody sad. So yeah, I think after the fact you can laugh about it, but at the time, if you think about how serious it could have been, it's probably not really a laughing matter.
It's affected every aspect of not only my life, the rest of my family's, and everybody else that I have relationships with. Because I'm a different person now, really. I mean, I'm really lucky because I should have died as a result of that accident, and I've got a second chance at things.
We did resuscitation for 3/4 of an hour under advice from medical people. Although after 3/4 of an hour they were quite willing to declare him dead.
So the positive side is that in picking up the pieces I'm able to have a second go and hopefully a better attempt at life, but at the same time I'm still not sure how things are going to work out in the long run, and nor are the rest of my family.
Everyone was affected different ways. We actually had a father and a son on board and the son was quite shaken by it, being only 16, 17. But having his father was on board was good from my point of view, because he sort of took over that side. We were offered counselling and that. I don't think anyone actually took it up. It helped a lot being a definite accident. If there had been blame apportioned or something, it might have been different.
I've got to make decisions now that I wasn't expecting to have had to come to grips with, about whether to even try and go back to doing what I've done best over the last 20 years, or whether I'll look for something totally different to do, or try and sort of climb back up to doing what I used to. So it's sort of a decision whether to look for something completely different, or whether to persevere with my disabilities, or whether to accept the fact that I'll never be able to do what I expected that I was going to be doing for the rest of my working life.
Yeah, the effect it had on me was I felt the ultimate responsibility, of course, as you know, skipper of the boat and you know, and sort of hiring and firing the guys, etc. So I actually gave up running a boat for about 6 months. And when I did get back to running a boat, I didn't really feel I was ready for it, but it was good. And in hindsight, I should have got back into it a lot sooner.
Yeah, definitely that's the end of fishing for me. Not that I want to go, I'd love to go back, but that's it. There's no way I'll be able to go back. The accident hasn't scared me away, it's just that it's just going to be inappropriate.
You know, of all my years that I've been fishing, you know, I've never been laid up like this before, and it's sort of leaves you into, puts you into no man's land. You know, you get injured like that and you think, well, what's going on out at sea and things like that, and you know, sometimes you get a little bit down on yourself, you know, having an accident like that. You know, what could have I done to prevent it, or what could have been done to prevent it, you know?
Yeah, I do, I do miss being out there. Like, it's been 2 years now, and I miss the physical side and like workmates and that, but I kind of like mostly miss the physical side of being out on the water and doing it. It just makes you feel like you're there, kind of, you're the man, and you gotta like, yeah. So
it'd be, yeah, not being able to have the strength, I suppose, and being hindered would put pressure on everyone else as well as myself. And when you're out there, things are moving, it's high, it's rough, you know, you can't have someone that's, you know, lacking behind, so it'd be unfair on everyone.